So you've been invited to sit on a panel at an event. Brilliant. It's just a conversation, right? Yes, on a stage with microphones and an audience who might even have had to pay for the privilege, so no pressure. Well, congratulations, you're officially now important enough for a group of people to sit and watch you have a chat. It's just not as simple as that. It might be filling you with some fear. Talking publicly is not most people's safe place. The old imposter syndrome may be raising its ugly head. You might be worried about making a fool of yourself. You might have written a great paper on the subject, but standing on a stage talking about it could be filling you with some trepidation. Or you might just be listening to this blog because despite being super confident, you want to rock your next panel gig. Great, good tips coming up for you whether you're cocky or not. First off, to the not so confident, I want you to remember that you've been asked because presumably you're pretty knowledgeable about the subject. Hopefully it is the subject that the title of the panel has something to do with. If not, then you need to read a totally different blog, maybe something called How to Blag It When You Don't Know What You're Talking About. There's bound to be loads of things like that on Google. I'm sure they're written by Donald Trump. So let's assume you do know what the panel's about and it's in your realm of knowledge. You have something to offer experience and credibility, and people want to hear what you have to say. So you're in a good place. This is yours to lose. Here's how to win. Make sure you consider the audience first and foremost. What do they want to know? Tell them something that they can relate to. By all means, give context and opinion, but make sure you give them the stories, the anecdotes, and the examples that will give colour and meaning to the people you're trying to connect with. What's your job on the panel? Have you been invited because you're an authority on an issue or a trend? Perhaps you're introducing a new concept. You might have an unusual take on the subject. Also consider your personal reasons for accepting the gig. Is it to promote yourself as a thought leader? Is it to improve your personal or business profile? Maybe help a customer or partner business? Or perhaps you just want to get people thinking in a different direction. All of these will play into the performance that you will put on, and you do need to think of it as a performance. The host or facilitator on a panel might think that they're the only performer, but you only have to watch Question Time to know that each guest or contributor there is also putting on a show. If they were boring contributors, the BBC would not have booked them. When we normally talk to people, 70% of the communication is done visually. We're all taking in what you say by the way you say it. And we take in the feelings of the person talking to us and their energy and the energy levels. But when you're working from a stage, you generally have to do a little bit more extra work with your energy levels to get those subliminal messaging across. If you are slightly distant or indeed appear arrogant, which can happen actually when you're nervous, the audience will see that and they will see you as two-dimensional, dare I even say it, shallow. So to compensate for the level of visual communication, you have to enhance your delivery, both verbally in the tone and intonation, and also visually by animating your face. Your energy levels, your passion and your personality have to shine through and reach the audience, like I'm hopefully doing now, in case you haven't noticed. The easiest way, obviously, to do this is to talk to and with someone, not at them. Keep eye contact and body language with the different people in the audience. Always look at the person speaking and answer them, and then, scan across the audience to make sure that everyone there has heard you. Lean towards the audience or the panelist who's speaking to show that you're really concentrating and interested in what they have to say. Don't stare at your notes and pick your teeth when someone else is talking, thinking you're home free. You are not. Someone in the audience will notice and they'll be watching and see that you're not really engaged. Act interested even if you think the other panelist is dull as ditch water. Oh, and to avoid being that yourself and doing the dreaded rambling thing, please plan ahead. Think about how you want to structure your messages, how you can weave them into what you're being asked, so that you answer a question when it's asked, but you also make the points you want to make. And for goodness sake, Don't keep talking if you've said what you want. Don't wait for the host to stop you. Prepare some useful closing phrases. I think that's as much as I can say for now. Is a good one.